My God, song of the year.
I wonder if I'm a fan of this game.
Oh wow, it's hard to tell.
Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube community. I am Nick, or the Yellow Legend, and welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney with Fluffy.
Yeah.
In the last episode, we started case 3, where Will Powers, the actor who plays the Steel Samurai, is being accused of murdering the person playing the villain from the show, and we started exploring the studio, looking for evidence. Apparently the body was found at 2:30 in Studio 1 with a spear in it. And so far, the main evidence that points to Will Powers is the photo of the Steel Samurai walking past the camera. Though, it's, as Phoenix and Maya point out, it's just the suit, so it could possibly be not Will Powers. So it seems like so we're gonna go to trial and see if we can find a different explanation for that photo. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, code number 4. Oh, just jumping in. No lobby. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. First, I'd like to call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Hey, Gumshoe.
Hey.
Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio. See, this here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that worked at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there was a gate, see? Past out of the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. What about Old Bag? Old Bag was there. Gumshoe. Then after
no one cares about her.
No one cares about Old. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Do you understand it, or do you want to listen again?
We can skip it.
Okay. I think I can probably remember that. Famous last words.
Dun, dun, dun.
So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval? Medieval. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. So Gumshoe's gone now. Frick. Will the witness declare her name?
Oh! Oh, I don't... That's weird.
And you thought the other spike was horrifying.
Oh.
You gonna say the line?
My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Oh dear. Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. What?
Your name, please.
Is this a morning thing where it can never get, like...
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Oh, just as I was saying.
You thought that?
Wendy Oldbag, dearie.
Wendy Oldbag. A pun on Windy Oldbag.
Oh my god.
Oh, so, fuck. When I'm young, was Oldbag, she would make fun of me for a name, can you believe it? But there was this boy, the captain of Chester Junior High, when he called me Oldbag, he would just cry and cry. What the hell was that? Objection, I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, see, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness's account.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading toward the studio.
You shall the defendant, then. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Ironically, case 3 is probably the one where my memories are the bit fuzziest. Because when we playing these games for the first time on my DS, I got a game over doing case 3.
Oh.
And ironically, the reason I found out why is I was dumb.
Nick, doesn't she seem like she's enjoying this a little too much?
Windbags love gossiping about other people's misfortunes.
Ugh. Can't you just get her and kick somewhere else?
You needed to press a statement, a few statements, but I just kept presenting evidence because I thought there's gotta be something. I learned my lesson from that. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to go into the studio, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio.
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in.
Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one was supposed to be there who could get in. No one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Oh, the Hammer and the rest. A run-through?
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice.
I do love how the mouth movement, it doesn't show like the magic moving up and down, it's like the face moving with it. So great.
Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping, when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? Some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? Did you finish those errands?
Oh well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know?
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway. I was always watching Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too.
You quit being a speed medium, take up guard duty.
Not a bad idea. It's a horrible idea.
It's a horrible idea. Did you see the victim then?
Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He's already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
Tell us what happened next. So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second?
Of course. I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Whippersnapper. Snapper Whapper. Snipper Whapper.
Snipper Whapper.
Snipper Whapper? Old Windbag is losing it.
Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon, the whole time. Very well. What did you see? What happened at 2:30 p.m.? How did you know that?
Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Oh, come on.
Gumshoe's just screaming in the background.
Poor Detective Gumshoe getting chewed out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked by. 2? Are you sure?
Sure as split.
Well, who was the man?
Really, you shouldn't try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
It was Powers. So I Mr. Powers.
That's what I said. Go wax your ears, sonny. Got wax in your ears. Nick, this is your chance.
Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him.
So I guess that's where we push the, Oh, so you saw Mr. Oh, this is... Oh.
Oh.
It just didn't go on. Oh, there we go. Well, fuck. I guess it didn't go on because it was like... I guess it was being kind to us, like, oh, we pressed it, but then you realize we gotta present the thing. But first, what's this say? Samurai spear. The spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Powers. There we go. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mom teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
Yeah. Well, I wonder. Edgeworth just now realizing that Will Powers probably isn't the murderer, he's like, oh shit. He's like, oh god. What have I done? True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Ooh.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? Prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you.
Seems like Old Bag is immune to Edgeworth's preparation.
Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't as good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. The man in the photo.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props, and it was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's tracking his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals.
I do not like that comment.
Moving on! Okay, I don't remember what we do here. So my plan is pressing, ironically, like Phoenix said.
Well, Nick, find any glaring contradictions?
Well, she was pretty sure that was Powers in that photo. I guess I'll just press her and see if I can shake her conviction. Okay. Don't mean anything you don't say.
Whippersnapper?
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you note that I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs.
Yeah, I'm the one who's supposed to be pointing fingers.
Everything.
Oh god, I was pointing the fingers. It's under the thing. I only don't want to cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. Doing one action run through. Who is present at the run through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's a steel samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
What exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run through then. So Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think, he's supposed to be the steel samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Well, let's just skip over that part, shall we? God damn it. Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up the backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. You broke one of the props. He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Huh. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was the Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room and to rest up after lunch.
Yeah, he probably went to sleep because he wanted to rest for his ankle. Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot? Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. While I don't know, I want to see what's updated. Murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Could that even be used as a weapon, then? We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. Oh. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Should we object?
Yeah.
Object. Hold it right there! We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
Witness's account continued.
The time of the poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Mr. Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have been it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. White, you may cross-examine the witness. I think I know what to do, but I don't know if that requires pressing or not. Because they said the only person who went by was Will, but it's the photo number 2.
Old Windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean.
This sprite too, this Maya sprite, is just like, what are we doing, Nick?
She's so done.
Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all, or for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Again with this Phoenix. How do you know that?
Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything.
This Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. Oh man. Oh wait, I might know the reason why he ate the donuts, but that's it's the joke about how his salary keeps getting cut.
Oh.
He just wanted some food. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking? Right. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And then I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention...
Are you sure? Well, this has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy.
Edgy boy? Oh, well, okay. Edgy boy. Okay, so... I don't know if we should present the photo on no one else went there, or the only person I saw go to the studio before then. No one else went there. Yeah, okay. Because photo number 2, we said. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture?
I never thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records our security cam data.
Ooh, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo I printed the words October 15, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny.
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? Order! Order! Please of the court, what do you mean by this, Mr. Wright? Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
Eh? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Please means that you stop making that face now. What the?
Whippersnapper?
Huh? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
That's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steer Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please. The other person.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one important job to do. One other. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Only like half an hour into the trial already. Okay, guard duty. I think this is more just pressing. Because we need more information about this.
Come to think of it, couldn't she think of that a little earlier?
Classic old windbag maneuver, Maya.
Might be a useful tactic to remember for use in my future career as a windbag.
That's a great line. Let's find out more about this erased photo. Okay. Another job.
That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating.
So many photos are suspicious. How exactly did you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag!
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Throw the photo out. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second! Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and
And?
they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? So on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy, probably second or third grade.
What? Fucking Transylvania music right here.
Yeah.
Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh yes, but we see you stop there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. I'd like to take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information, and no one forgetting vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Mr. WP? Yes? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really?
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick, what are we going to do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right. And I'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Shit.
Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. I am.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Willpowers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there was still no one else who could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Willpowers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claims. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. I don't see who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? Was it the assistant girl, the grade school boy, or the security lady? What do you think?
I want to say the security lady, but definitely not the assistant girl. Just either the boy or the lady.
What's your reasoning on this?
Well, not the girl. Just... Well, actually, no, I probably shouldn't say that. I want to trust her. Plus, I don't see too much evidence pointing towards her.
Well, for the explanation they're gonna give, I think if you accuse the wrong one, they'll explain why, but It can't be the security girl, because since she wasn't there for the run-through, so she wouldn't know about Power's injuries, so she wouldn't know to drag her leg if she was in the suit walking by, so it can't be her. And I forget what their logic is for the boy, whether or not it's like something like, oh, he's just a kid, he can't kill him, or anything like that, or he's too short to fit in the suit, or stuff like that, but either way, the security lady is at least a security lady.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag!
Who?
The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through? There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. Oh, that's true. They're like, it can't be the kid to know about the injury either.
What? Whippersnapper?
Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag. That's Miss Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slip into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trailer wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take a picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Sherlock Holmes II. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Huh. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. He's not objecting.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you don't at all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way?
Give Granny a break.
Press further or give Granny a break? Which one?
Press further.
Okay. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. That's a good point. Indeed. Remember what I said before about how they don't seem to care about the motive as much?
Yeah.
There's a bit there. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went out to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Or is it to be nice to the kids and mean your elders get whippersnapper? My God.
I have proof.
The proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? Fuck.
Probably. Would it be the photo?
Your Honor? Oh, okay. Thank God.
Oh.
The murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. Or, Miss Wendy, what was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we can continue. That is all. The court is adjourned. Only 40 minutes. It was shorter than the...
Well, wait a second.
What?
I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
By who? Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me just to pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. If you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
So people told you not to tell people that they were at the scene of a murder, and you were like, oh, okay! Really? Miss Solberg, this is crucial information. Why'd you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
What if someone told you to commit murder?
Oh.
That's what happened in this case. Wait, fuck. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. White, your cross-examination. I think once again this is just more pressing. But like... I don't know what to say right now.
Nick, I guess pressing her was the right thing to do. For an old windbag, she sure likes keeping secrets. Let's get as much information as we can.
So more pressing. So you want me to keep quiet about something? So you were told not to talk.
That's right. By the studio and TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it.
Some other people... What? Every time I hear bigwigs, I always imagine these like people in like fancy suits, but they have like these really big wig hairs, styles, shit.
What?
Like literal big wigs on. Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
Well, that's two. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course!
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the God map.
There's a Studio 2.
Here it is.
I was surprised. It was on the map, Phoenix. I saw that.
You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Ooh, maybe that's gonna be important. I say this even though I know what happened.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. White, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Now, I'm pretty sure that there really isn't anything else, so unless you want to go press like that last statement or two, then we could just...
I don't think we'd really get anything out of it, so we could probably just take a break.
Nah, let's just see.
Okay.
Just for fun. Nothing to do with it. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder!
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So they bribed you!
Yeah.
So you got your bonus and you still talked. No, I think all that's the questions I have to ask. Oh, he's gonna keep prompting me now. I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. Oh, that was it. Fuck. Oh, wait. They told me to pretend they haven't been in that studio all day. If you're gonna accuse me, I wanna see that. Them? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The Oh wait, this is the same thing. Oh, Studio 2. That was a Studio 2. I had no idea it was on the map that I had this entire time with me. Oh, Mr. Wright, was that all of it? And yeah, take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present, even though we're never going to interview the bigwigs.
No.
We never do, and it's never brought up why. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. The court acknowledges the defendant's point. The prosecution will gather more evidence and more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people who have just been told of. He's angry. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings of the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. For 45 minutes. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. Just record defendant lobby number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing.
Or
should I?
We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigation. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you very soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. He's such a nice guy. To be continued.
Yeah.
I like him. He's fun.
Yeah, he's so sweet.
Yeah, and that is it for this episode. In the next one, we will continue the investigation to try to learn more about the director and the producer. Probably look in the studio too. Maybe we'll also look into that fanboy, if that might have any significance in the case too. Perhaps we'll see a bit more about Oldbag and whether or not she could have been in that suit. There's still a lot to investigate. Basically, maybe we can look. Maybe we need to look for that samurai suit that's still missing.
Maybe.
We need to find out who was in the suit in the first place. Was it really the killer? Anyway, for now, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, so you appreciate my content. You want to see more. This is Nick and Fluffy.
Yeah.
Signing out. Peace.
Peace.